waved the other two ladies to do the same. "It would help if you lived closer than Devon, but I suppose that cannot be helped." Rowley didn't bother to remark on the fact that the duchy and its holdings had been settled several hundred years before. "Would you care for some refreshments before you're shown to your rooms?" "Tea would be just the thing, Knighton." Rowley glanced at Banks, who gave a nod and left the room. Rowley knew he would also direct the maids to prepare the room for the unexpected Lady Sybil, though truly he did not know why he was surprised. This was not the first time his aunt had brought single ladies unannounced in hopes of catching his attention. He refused to attend most events of the season, so she brought ladies to him. It would make the business of arranging the post for Miss Lancaster more awkward, but so be it. "If you do not object, Your Grace, I think I should like to refresh myself first," Miss Lancaster pronounced as she stood up. Rowley and his aunt exchanged glances. "Of course," Rowley said, also rising. "I will have Mrs. Haynes show you to your room." "I think I will join her," Lady Sybil said shyly. When the ladies had gone, Rowley sat back down and leaned his head against the chair. "We've only been here 5 minutes, Knighton. Are you already bored of us?" He cast an elevated eyebrow at his aunt and otherwise ignored the rhetorical question. "Does she know why she's here?" "Unless she's a widgeon, she does. I told her Lady Eugenia was in need of female guidance." Rowley scoffed. "And she is in need of funds and a home. But does she realize she will not be chaperoned and be required to earn her keep?" "She will know soon enough, if she does not yet." "And dare I ask why Lady Sybil is here?" "Sybil is also my goddaughter, and they are friends from school. I thought it would be pleasant for them to spend a few more days together." "Very well, as long as you do not attempt any tricks with a mind to matrimony." "Hush, the ladies will return at any moment," his aunt chastised. "Well, then I will have Eugenia sent for. The sooner I can establish if they will make shift together, the sooner I can attempt to return to my duties." "Duty, duty, duty." She threw up her hands. "When will you stop concerning yourself with everyone else and look to your own future?" "I have all the future I need," he snapped coldly. "I do not wish to repeat an argument you will not win, Aunt." "Oh, very well." She tossed her hand, wafting a handkerchief in exasperation. "Do not say I did not try." She looked heavenward, clearly affronted. "No one can fault your efforts," he drawled, wishing this interview were at an end. He had no patience for feminine dramatics or wiles, and he sensed a guilt-ridden lecture was bound to follow. Banks entered with the tea tray, and Rowley sent for Eugenia, anxious to avoid his aunt's tirade and to have all settled. He refused to listen to one more lecture on why he needed a wife. He didn't have to. "Why Sybil? Why him of all people?" Emma asked as she frantically paced the room, tearing at the ribbons of her bonnet and tossing it on the bed. "Did Lady Hambridge not tell you who you would be working for?" Lady Sybil asked with a wrinkled brow. She removed her own bonnet, then tidied her locks in front of the glass. Emma shook her head. "I did not think to ask either. How could I have been so stupid?" "You were rather preoccupied," Lady Sybil suggested. "Maybe it will not be so bad. You will be spending most of your time with his sister, not him. Did you see the scowl on his face? And how large he was?" she asked, her eyes wide with dismay. "He is just reserved, and he is not so very big. You came to his shoulders." Lady Sybil pointed to her own shoulder to indicate, as if it was the same thing. "No, I cannot do this. He frightens me. His eyes. I think him rather handsome, and he is a duke, which makes up for a great deal." "You may have him," Emma retorted. "Wait, you stay here with me and woo the duke, and I may hide in the schoolroom with his sister." "I would if I could, dearest Emma. I will be remaining a few days at any rate, so you may form a better opinion whilst his aunt and I are here. Besides, they gave you a lovely room, which means they intend to treat you better than a servant." Emma bit her lower lip as she looked around at the beautiful white and pale blue room, decorated more finely than hers had been before the money was all gone. "I suppose so. Take a deep breath, and let us go back down for tea. Everything is better after tea." Emma allowed herself to be ushered back down to the drawing-room. She didn't know how she was going to bear this. Her nature was neither meek nor subservient, and she'd witnessed the Duke's dictatorial, haughty manner before. Would he remember her? It was improbable, but her feelings toward him were tainted. Equally, it was unlikely she would find another post as lucrative as this. Swallowing her pride, she held her head high as she entered the drawing-room. She would have to force herself to bite her tongue and avoid the Duke as much as possible. "Oh, you have returned," Lady Hambridge said as the Duke rose to his feet. "I trust everything was satisfactory with your chamber?" he asked, clearly assessing her. "Please do not let him remember me."